Hey guys, it's Brooke. So, tonight is one of the biggest nights in music, which are the Grammy Awards. And I have always loved watching the Grammys. I know a lot of people don't have respect for the Academy, and I definitely have disagreed with many a choice of theirs in the past, but I always think it's interesting to watch, and I just have a deep love for the respect for music that goes into it. I actually have to work tonight. I just started a new job, so I don't know how much of it I'm actually going to be able to watch live, but hopefully most of it. I have not formally gone through and looked at the list of nominees in each category. This is not going to be like a reaction to the nominations because I have seen some of it and I have seen people talk about it. I know that Casey Musgraves is nominated and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be going through all of the nominations and all of the categories that I feel like I'm educated enough to give an opinion on, because some things I really don't know enough about to make a call on. And I'm going to give who I would like to win and then who do I actually think will win, which are normally very different. Okay, so first we're gonna start with general field. Number 1, record of the year. Alright. Award to the artist and the producers, recording engineers and/or mixers, and mastering engineers. The first nomination is I Like It by Cardi B. The second nomination is The Joke by Brandi Carlile. I actually am not familiar with that. The third nomination is This Is America by Childish Gambino. The fourth is God's Plan by Drake. The fifth is Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. And the sixth is All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Number 7 is Rockstar by Post Malone featuring 21 Savage. I have seen all of the controversy about that and I do not think it's fair. And then The Middle by Zedd, Maren Morris, and Gray. Even though all of these things are not my picks, I feel like there are a lot of strong contenders on this list. Obviously, from my personal taste, I want Shallow to win, but I don't actually think that it's going to. But honestly, I just don't know. I guess I'll put my prediction on This Is America. Because I would say that it would be The Middle, but that song is not chock full of excellence musically, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but I feel like it's very, very simple pop, and that This Is America had a lot of substance and goes along really well with the political issues that are being faced in the country. So I feel like This Is America will actually be what is chosen and what will win the award, but if I had it my way, Shallow would win. The second category, Album of the Year. The award to artists and to featured artists and songwriters of new material, producers, recording engineers, mixers, and mastering engineers credited with at least 33% playing time of the album, if other than artist. The first nomination is Invasion of Privacy by Cardi B. The second is By the Way I Forgive You by Brandi Carlile. I really need to listen to that. The third is Scorpion by Drake. The fourth is H.E.R. or Her. And that's also the name of the group. I don't know that one either. Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone. Dirty Computer by Janelle Monáe. Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves. Black Panther, the album Music From and Inspired By, featuring Kendrick Lamar. Okay. Ooh, this is another one that has a lot of strong contenders as far as what the Academy will pick. If I had to pick, I would obviously pick Golden Hour. I don't know. I feel like that Beer Bongs and Bentleys will win. Then I feel like that would be really controversial because of all the backlash that they're receiving from that. So I don't know. Like, do you think that they realize they messed up and so they're not gonna choose beer bongs and Bentleys because of that? Or do you think they're just gonna be like, whatever, and they're gonna choose beer bongs and Bentleys? Because I feel like out of these, that's definitely the winner from the Academy's point of view. Alright, so for Song of the Year, this is a Songwriters Award. A song is eligible if it was first released or first achieved prominence during the eligibility year. I don't know. Okay, so maybe Rockstar actually is eligible because it says achieved prominence during the eligibility year. So maybe that's their like little clause for being able to put Post Malone in there. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. The choices are All the Stars, Boot Up, God's Plan, In My Blood, The Joke, Middle, and once again, Shallow, and then once again, This Is America. Once again, my pick would be Shallow based on my personal taste, but I don't know why, but I'm kind of having a Raven moment where I feel like there's a chance that Boot Up could win, but if I really had to pick, I think like my final prediction is that it's going to be God's Plan. Number 4, Best New Artist. An artist will be considered for Best New Artist if their eligibility year release/achieved a breakthrough in the public consciousness and notably impacted the musical landscape. Okay, the first one is Chloe x Halle, which I don't know anything about them. Luke Combs, Greta Van Fleet, H.E.R., Dua Lipa, Margot Price, Baby Rexha. I feel like she's been out forever. And Georgia Smith. Okay, so, man, I don't have a strong personal opinion on any of these people. I've actually really never gotten into Greta Van Fleet. I'm thinking of doing a trying to get into video on them. If you would like to see me do a trying to get into video on them, comment songs for me to use so like I listen to like the right songs to get into them with. But I kind of have an urge for my personal pick to say Greta Van Fleet because it would be good to see like a good rock band win the award. But I would also be very happy seeing Dua Lipa take it. But honestly, out of these nominations, I think Baby Rexha will take it. Alright, now we are in the pop category, and there are Best Pop Solo Performance. And the choices are Colors by Beck, Havana by Camila Cabello, God is a Woman by Ariana Grande, Joanne, Lady Gaga, and Better Now by Post Malone. That's a tough one. If I had to pick based on vocals, from my personal taste, I would, like, who I would actually like to win as a person would be Camila, but I don't know if in the category pop solo performance, if she actually is the one who should go home with this. But I really see why all of these songs are here. So if I had to pick one for myself, I think I would say Joanne, but I think that the Academy is definitely going to pick God is a Woman by Ariana Grande. For Best Pop Duo/Group Performance, our choices are Fall in Line by Christina Aguilera featuring Demi Lovato, Don't Go Breaking My Heart by the Backstreet Boys, Swonderful by Tony Bennett and Diana Krall, Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, Girls Like You by Maroon 5 featuring Cardi B, Say Something, Justin Timberlake featuring Chris Stapleton, and The Middle by Zedd, Maren Morris, and Gray. This is another one with a lot of contenders. If I had to pick, once again, I would give it to Shallow. But I think that for the Academy, it's really gonna come down to, I don't know. I feel like I know that Gaga and Bradley are gonna win something. So I feel like they could almost give this to them, kind of like, oh, you didn't win one of the like huge awards, but you still won something. I I feel like Girls Like You is a possibility for the Academy, but ultimately my final prediction is that I think the Academy will choose the middle. Best Pop Vocal Album for albums containing at least 51% playing time of new vocal pop recordings. All right, and there's Camila by Camila Cabello, Meaning of Life by Kelly Clarkson, which I've never heard. I've heard Kelly Clarkson, obviously, but I haven't listened all the way through that album. Sweetener by Ariana Grande, Shawn Mendes, Beautiful Trauma by Pink, and Reputation by Taylor Swift. Obviously, I want Reputation to win, and I think it will. Alright, rock. Best rock performance for new vocal or instrumental solo, duo / group or collaborative rock recordings. 4 out of 5 by Arctic Monkeys, When Bad Does Good by Chris Cornell, Made in America by The Fever 333, I don't know that one, Highway Tune by Greta Van Fleet, and Uncomfortable by Hailstorm. Personally, I would want 4 out of 5 by Arctic Monkeys to win because that's the only song that I really know and like out of that lineup, but I don't think it will. My definite gut feeling is that the Academy is going to give this to Greta Van Fleet. Or, I don't know, they could very well posthumously give it to Chris Cornell and use it as an opportunity to honor him. But my definite guess is Greta Van Fleet, Highway Tune. Best rock song, Black Smoke Rising by Greta Van Fleet, Jumpsuit by 21 Pilots, Mantra by Bring Me the Horizon, Mass Seduction by St. Vincent, and Rats by Ghost. These are all solid picks. I'm familiar with all of these, except really Greta Van Fleet. But I can still feel like I can say I'm familiar with Greta Van Fleet. I don't know. I can't really form an opinion on a lot of these. My personal favorite out of this is Mass Seduction, and I would think it would be really cool if St. Vincent won it. And I feel like that's not off the table because Jack Antonoff wrote this with Annie Clark, so I don't think that's off the table. But ultimately, I think that this will go to 21 Pilots, Jumpsuit. Why is this even nominated? Best rock album, Rainier Fog by Alice in Chains, Mania by Fall Out Boy, Prequel by Ghost, From the Fires, Greta Van Fleet, and Pacific Daydream by Weezer. Honestly, I've never even heard Greta Van Fleet, and I want them to win. Because none of these other albums were that good. And ultimately, I do think Greta Van Fleet will take this one as well. Alright, alternative, the best alternative album. Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino by Arctic Monkeys, Colors by Beck, Utopia by Bork, American Utopia by David Byrne, and Mass Seduction by St. Vincent. Definitely my pick would be Mass Seduction, but the Grammys really love Beck. I feel like there's a good possibility that Beck could take this one. And I think that's what I'm going to give my final vote to. My final prediction is Beck. Best rap performance, I don't know if I should really comment on this or not, because I'm not familiar with all of this music. Like, I've heard some of it, and I'm not like really well versed in this, but I'm going to attempt. So, best rap performance, the choices are Be Careful by Cardi B, For What by Drake, King's Dead by Kendrick Lamar, J-Rock, Future, and James Blake, Bubblin' by Anderson .Paak, and Sicko Mode by Travis Scott, Drake, and Sway Lee. Personally, I would vote for Be Careful by Cardi, but I think Travis Scott with Sicko Mode has this one in the bag. Best rap / sung performance, Like I Do by Christina Aguilera featuring Goldlink, Pretty Little Fears by Six Black, I don't know how to pronounce his name, featuring J. Cole, This Is America by Childish Gambino, All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA, and Rockstar by Post Malone featuring 21 Savage. Personally, I would pick Rockstar. I would like to say that I think that they would give it to All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. But I think for my final pick, I'm going to have to pick This Is America on this one too, because the Grammys really loves giving the same, giving awards to the same people over and over again all night, and there's no way that This Is America can go without winning anything. So I feel like you either like take all or you take nothing. So I am putting my vote, my Academy vote, on This Is America. Best rap song: God's Plan, King's Dead, Lucky You, Sicko Mode, and Win. I think that I don't really have an opinion on this, except I would, out of all these people, Kendrick is my favorite, so I would like Kendrick, one of his 2 songs on here, to win. But actually one of these songs is only one that's performed by him, but he wrote Win. And I feel like God's Plan or Sicko Mode will win, but I think I'm gonna go with God's Plan for final guess. Best rap album: Invasion of Privacy by Cardi B, Swimming by Mac Miller, Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle, Daytona by Pusha T, or Astroworld by Travis Scott. If I had to pick from my personal taste in what I've listened to, which by the way I have not listened to all these albums, it would be Invasion of Privacy, but that's because that's the only album out of these that I've like really gotten into. Swimming by Mac Miller is a really well-respected rap album, and I would like to think that they would give it to him. And I feel like, once again, there's a possibility that he could win that, and if Ariana is present, they could have that be like a thing, and they could dedicate it posthumously to him. I feel like that's like really a possibility. But ultimately, my final vote is that they're going to give it to Astroworld. Country: Best Country Solo Performance: Wouldn't It Be Great by Loretta Lynn, Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters by Maren Morris, Butterflies by Casey Musgraves, Millionaire by Chris Stapleton, and Parallel Line by Keith Urban. I don't know why, out of all the beautiful like vocal performances that Casey Musgraves has, why they really put Butterflies on here, because there are such better songs on Golden Hour. But ultimately, I want Casey to win, and I actually think Casey will win. Best Country Duo/Group Performance: Shoot Me Straight by Brothers Osborne, Tequila by Dan and Shay, When Someone Stops Loving You by Little Big Town, Dear Hate by Maren Morris featuring Vince Gill, and Meant to Be by Baby Rexha and Florida Georgia Line. Ooh, I hate Meant to Be so much. Yeah, I guess if I had to pick, I would pick Tequila. Really, I'm struggling on what I think the Academy will pick. I don't know. I think I'm going to put my Academy vote on Dear Hate by Maren Morris featuring Vince Gill. Best Country Song: Break Up in the End, which is by Cole Swindell but was written by other people. Dear Hate, I Lived It by Blake Shelton, Space Cowboy by Casey Musgraves, Tequila by Dan and Shay, When Someone Stops Loving You by Little Big Town. The reason why I'm making that face is because I really, really love Break Up in the End by Cole Swindell, and I really, really love Space Cowboy by Casey Musgraves, and so I don't want to choose between those. But I think ultimately I'm gonna have to pick Break Up in the End, just with my personal taste. But I think that Casey will take this one. Best Country Album: Unapologetically by Kelsey Ballerini, Port St. Joe by Brothers Osborne, Girl Going Nowhere by Ashley McBryde, Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves, From a Room Volume 2 by Chris Stapleton. I definitely want Casey to win, and I'm really, like, I don't know whether to put my Academy vote on Casey or to put it on Chris Stapleton, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to Casey because, once again, they will flood the same person with awards, which she's totally deserving of, so it's fine. Best Song Written for Visual Media or for a Movie: All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Mystery of Love, Remember Me, Shallow, and This Is Me. I actually do think that Shallow will take this one, which is also my personal preference. Alright guys, those are really the only ones that I feel like I could provide any kind of positive commentary on. we will see who wins tonight. I feel pretty good about some of my votes. I want everyone to comment what their votes are. Like, can we make this like fantasy football, but like for music nerds? Because that would make me really happy. Like, who's in your bracket? Grammy Award bracket 2019. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know if you're planning on watching the Grammys tonight. I once again don't know how much I'm going to be able to watch, but once I do start watching, I will be live tweeting it on my Twitter at Brooke J. Nelson, and you will get my pure unfiltered thoughts on there. So yeah, guys, bye.